And so what do you guys find yourself singing about the most? Like angry stuff, mad stuff, happy stuff, or some mixture of emotions?
We're going to go ahead and say, I'd say probably inspiration, because we have songs that in one way or another they always deal with, you can get out of this, or don't get stuck in that, or life will get better kind of songs.
That's more, yeah, that's like the first album-ish stuff. We work on
the newer stuff, yeah, you're right.
It's like more,
the newer stuff,
like what's going on. Right?
Deals, you know what, the newer stuff I'm going to say deals with the complex intricacies of a person.
Yeah.
The old album is very cliche in that it's, hey, I hope you like this, because it basically deals with, we hope you're alright, you know, don't be so sad, and that kind of junk. But that's not, I mean, it's not junk. I say it like a loose term, you know?
Yeah, that's
but the new album deals with, like, the things that you really feel and go through when things happen, you know?
Okay.
And even more than the words, I say the music relays it, because it's more progressive than ever, but it's more technical than ever. It's, you know, it's the new stuff is definitely way more complicated in a very beautiful way than the old stuff.
I could definitely go ahead.
The music, even now, it tells a story.
Right.
It's more of like
have lyrics.
Yeah, a lot.
Thanks, Dan. Why don't you guys just fire the singer and collect 33% of the touring?
They can save a lot of money if they cut you out.
Also, one thing you can really notice. One thing you can really notice between the two albums is how the level of maturity goes up in the second album.
I was gonna say that because me and Isaac can relate to that. We've been a group for the past 4 years. We have 4 albums, and every album takes it a step higher, deeper, more mature, and more storytelling even. Because you have something to write about, you have something to sing about now.
Definitely.
Before it was just like, hey, I don't know you guys, but let's sing together and see if it sounds good, you know. And it changes from that to both of you. Even, believe it or not, even when you start telling him your problems, you start telling me, you guys start talking about your problems. Your music reflects in your music. I mean, tremendously.
Oh yeah.
And this album really demonstrates that. You can really see it in this new album.
Another big change is simply in the fact that we did change drummers, you know, and it was night and day completely when he came into the band. If you've ever heard a sound quadruple in the way it gets better, it's when you change one member and that member is exactly what the band needed. You know, it's like that one feel that was missing, and that's exactly what we got.
I remember I was told once that the drummer has the hardest part in the band because he has to, you know, there's a lot of sweat, there's a lot of emotions. I always thought that, well, because I play keys, that the keyboard player had the most difficult part because, you know, you got to learn the chord changes and you got to learn, you know, the E flat, E minor.
Yeah, you actually have to know the theory on the keyboard.
Yeah, you have to know the theory. Drums, you just, you know, but how would you feel about that, dude? Would you feel like you have the...
Well, talk about that video.
Yeah.
That drumming video, remember? When
Drums are the heartbeat, you know.
When it was talking about all those famous drummers and they're like, oh, if you
Yeah,
choose your drummer,
which it's called what's it called? The Most Ferocious Drummers Trader. So if you're listening, check that out. It's an amazing video. But in regards to that, with respect to these guys, every member does their part, but not just because I'm the drummer. But a drummer, I can guarantee you, none of these guys do as half of the work that I do on stage. Because there's actually a quote which is very true, and this is in all respect. But the quote goes, I don't remember who it's by, but it goes, they can do that posing up in the front while we're back there doing the work. And if you think about it, it's very true. It is very true.
Look pretty on your work.
Yeah.
Sweating his
We're
ass
like,
off.
yeah, he's back there.
The girl's trying to reach out me. He's just...
He's back there going, you know, I hate you guys. I hate you guys.
That doesn't just refer to the thing.
Yeah, it's true.
But
Anybody
I
in the front,
guarantee you, none of these guys sweat half as much as I do on stage.
Oh no.
I guarantee that.
We're witnesses to that. Look, when we step off any stage, and I sweat a lot for a singer. I mean, you think at least they're doing. You put me in a hot room, and I'll come out like I was at the gym.
I'm glad I had the AC.
And yeah, but
he's sweating right now.
No, I'm not. I'm not sweating now. He is.
Great shirt. Great shirt.
He is a
secret for men and women.
Angel comes off from a stage looking like he just jumped out of a swimming pool.
I can take off my shirt, give it to you, you'll think it came out of a pool.
Yeah, I'm sure, man. And I'm assuming you guys play, you know, do you guys extend, like when you're playing live?
Oh, intense to the max.
Oh,
you extend your songs.
Definitely.
Obviously.
Oh, we have one track that's, we just created a track that's 18, well, we didn't just create it, maybe like a month and a half ago. It's about 18 minutes long.
Yeah.
It's 4 parts. It's called Missing in Action.
Yeah, I will not be listening to that.
And
I'm just kidding.
Needless to say, by the time we're all done with that, everybody's, a lot of energy was lost because by the time you start to the time you end,
right.
And that's just that one song.
Now, does that have a lot of progressions that changes, or is it just straight through? I'm assuming it has a lot of changes to keep the audience going.
It's not. Otherwise, it's gonna.
Yeah, because it tells a story, so you have to change according to it's basically a 4-part life of a man, and so this man, the story tells the track number 1 is this man's coming to be, you know, the beginning of his life, his birth, if you will. Track number 2, Lost in the Archives, which is probably the most popular song we play live, one of the most, I'd say, from our new tracks, deals with his life on Earth. Track number 3 deals with his death, and track number 4 is about his afterlife.
Oh, okay.
So
that sounds interesting.
Really, you know.
Sounds really interesting.
And the funny thing is, that's an 18-minute song compiled of all this. The funny thing is, we just wrote a new song after that one, which consists of, what is it, 6-7 minutes? I'm not even gonna try to pronounce the title. I'll let Dan do that in a little. But this,
Not buttons, is it? I'm just kidding.
This 7-minute song actually has more, in my opinion, complexity than the 18-minute song. It's ridiculous.
It's because the changes are more abrupt.
With the longer song MIA, it has very long passages between changes, which leaves a lot of room for singing. Where the newer song, which is called
The Wanted Man's Apocalypta Jungle Walk.
Yes.
That's the name of the song.
Yes, that is the name. Yes.
Is it gonna fit on your cover at all?
We're probably gonna make it the hidden track.
The Wanted Man, Apocalyptus.
The Wanted Man's Apocalypta Jungle Walk.
Yeah, make it a hidden track where you know you
Yeah.
have to read it. Oh, that's the Wanted something Jungle Apocalypse song.
And see
That's good, I like that.
what's makes that one more complex is not only is it a listenable song, but in the middle we've got like a 3-minute instrumental compilation of just everything.
You're making up words. A 3-minute compilation of
compilation.
I know, it sounded like compilation. That's why I said you're making up words.